Avatar, The Last Airbender, Netflix's new adaptation of Nickelodeon's groundbreaking animated series, which was created by Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, is the streamer's latest attempt at translating a popular anime into live action. It is currently streaming on Netflix. Starring in the series is an impressive ensemble of mostly Asian and indigenous actors. Previously, Netflix has had a rocky go at bringing beloved anime to life as live action entertainment. Death Note and Cowboy Bebop faltered, while One Piece proved a rousing success. How will this new adaptation be received? Here's what critics are saying about season 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's solid entertainment. Fast moving, action packed, with decent fight scenes and some appealing performances, all done on a generous Netflix budget. Anita Singh, Daily Telegraph, UK. Its 8 episodes hit the big highlights of the original show, but miss all the small detail that makes those scenes soar. While the new series starts strong, the cracks begin to show once it starts trying to breathe together different storyline. Therese Laxon, Collider. Netflix's live action remake isn't perfect, but if you look past the controversy and open your mind to it, Avatar: The Last Airbender is a fun, addictive return to one of fantasy's most exciting worlds. David Opie Digital Spy. This new Last Airbender is entertaining enough to work for newcomers to this world and respectful enough to remind the cartoon's fans why they loved that world in the first place. Alan Sepinwall, Rolling Stone. Specifically, water and airbending don't feel as natural on screen. In fights between waterbenders, the screens don't mesh well together, with the water effects looking unrealistic. By trying to mimic the style seen in the animated show, the seams are showing between the actors and the special effects. Airbending done primarily by Aang lacks the magnitude it should have. Therese Laxon, Collider. So tell us, what do you think about this Netflix remake?
I had zero expectation that this was going to be anything less than hot trash. And I was absolutely amazed to find out it wasn't. It wasn't bad at all. In fact, I found myself really enjoying the first episode. Now, I do need to get this out of the way first of all. Do I think that this in any way, shape, or form acts as a replacement for the animated series that went 61 episodes and is basically perfect from front to back, in my humblest of opinion? No, I don't. Do I think this stands alone without having the knowledge prior? That's a bit harder for me to say, because I have seen the animated one multiple times over from beginning to end. So I can't put myself in the mindset of someone that doesn't know what's going on and if the show's doing a good enough job of explaining things. If anything, I could almost argue it's doing too good of a job explaining. There's too much dialogue and too much over explanation going on. Exposition is all over this thing, and that is definitely a deterrent, especially when they have less than 8 hours. Because each of these episodes is roughly 45 to 60 minutes long. I'm not sure how long the final episode is, but they don't have a lot of time to cover 20 or so episodes of season 1. And boy, how is there a lot to cover. I will say the first 2 episodes I watched felt a little bit rushed at parts, but not overly rushed like that terrible film from M. Night Shyamalan. People have already been throwing a lot of shade at this show, saying it's terrible, saying it looks awful, the characters look like AI. I can kind of see the AI one, mainly because they just look so damn good. These are really cute kids that they got to play these characters. Aang, I believe, is 12 in the TV show and in this show. That kid that they got absolutely nails the role. He looks fantastic. Katara, cute as a button, looks great. Sokka, I thought he's almost 1-to-1 in the looks department, and the acting from all these characters is really good too. Not phenomenal by any means. It would have been great if Aang could have shed a couple more real tears during a couple of the dramatic scenes, but they're doing a good job. Truly doing a good job. On the villain side of things, which is just as important, if not more important than this show, is Zuko. a very tough character, a nuanced character to kind of get your head around. In season 1, he's just a total spoiled, bratty kid, but he's internally struggling with a lot of conflict. He wants to make his father proud. He wants to get in the good graces of the Fire Nation again after being banned, until he tracks down the Avatar and brings him home. Basically, an unaccomplishable task. Unaccomplishable, is that even a word? Well, we're gonna move past it. It's not gonna happen. Basically, the Fire Lord is disgusted by his son, kicks his ass out of the Fire Nation. 3 years go by. He's hunting down a figment of his imagination, an avatar that has yet to be birthed out because he's been lying dormant, frozen in the ice for 100 years. We get into the backstory. I'm not going to regurgitate everything. I'm not going to go through. If you don't know Avatar at this point, The Last Airbender, I definitely wouldn't start with this show. I would go back and watch the animated one. It's just about as good as you can get. Before I say more, let's get back to the cast. Everyone, I would say, is really well cast in this film, with the exception, and it's not the actor's fault, but Uncle Iroh. I just don't know how you can even replicate Mako. The voice is so iconic, and even the guy that followed up Mako after he died in the last season, Uncle Iroh definitely feels a bit off from the character. The actor's doing a good job. It's so hard. Like, I don't even know how you even bother with that character at this point. You're almost better off just leaving him off the show.